Hello, my beautiful Geminis. This is going to be your reading about, well, we don't know yet because this is just a blind reading to see whatever it is that you might be dealing with currently. I pre-shuffled some oracles for you that are going to give me a little bit of insight about, just your current energy at the moment, and then we're going to take the tarot to have a little bit more in-depth insight. This could be anything. This is, of course, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and significant second house placements. Let's dive into it. So, first, for your energy, currently we have courage with I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Then I actually got two archetypes cards for you. The first one is Apocalypsis. I'm gonna put these in the middle. Yeah. And the second one is the Shadow. Then, oh right, we also got two. We also got two chakra cards. I feel like this is very fitting for Gemini energy. Perfection with the root chakra. I'm gonna place these. And then we have completion with the sacral chakra. I'm just gonna put this here. And then we have Pluto with transformation with the number 11. And then finally we have Aries. Let me rearrange this a little. Okay, let me see if everything is on camera. Yes. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to sigh like that. But this is pretty intense energy. This is a lot centered on the self. And especially with this Pluto transformation, there's a lot of shadow energy to this spread. I just filmed an Aries reading actually, so if you also have significant Aries placement, then you might want to check that video out as well, because I feel like the level of intensity and darkness in these readings are the same. So I feel like you've been really struggling with your idea of self, with your sense of self, with your identity, with who you are. You might have a lot of rage that you literally do not know where it necessarily comes from. Like that it's you might have this anger, this rage inside of you that is so big that you probably realize even yourself that it's way too big to be caused by one specific thing. Like it's just a type of rage that comes from basically nowhere in specific, that just lives inside of your body and that you feel like needs to come out. But you're kind of scared of it because you don't know how to express it. I guess you don't know where to go to express it. You really feel stuck with this anger inside of you. While at the same time on the outside you're trying to maintain a facade of, I'm fine, I'm composed. Like you might have a very calm exterior, like a very calm energy from the outside, but the inside is completely different than what people perceive about you. And I feel like you're just coming out of a tower moment in life, or rather like a tower period with this apocalypses, as well with all these cards, truthfully. Some of you with this completion card might actually have lost someone. This could be physically. This could also just be about losing, like either a very, like just losing something that has completely transformed your life and not for the better. Like you might have lost a very important place at your job. You might have lost your own business. You might have lost a very big amount of money. I'm just naming some things. Like you might have lost, for some I'm hearing, a parent. You might have lost something, some type of something that was really embedded into your identity and into your sense of self, like something that you were identifying with and you were so close with and you were so, that it was such an important part of your life, and you kind of lost that through very intense circumstances, I feel like. And that has really caused a lot of turmoil and shadow inside of you. that really came together with this anger. And anger is not the only thing that is really troubling your insides right now. It's just like this. I feel like there's this whole chaos of different feelings and emotions and different energies that you might not even know where to place yet, because you have probably never been properly dealing with those things. Like maybe growing up you haven't really been taught how to deal with different emotions and with different like with changes and with things like that. So you're really sort of like having this handful of things that you really don't know how to hold together, if that makes sense. But this is not for the sake, it's not chaos for the sake of chaos, okay? So this is not all dark and gloomy and just, just stuck in there and suck it in and just deal with it, bitch. Like, no. Especially if we have this Pluto with transformation card. Like, Pluto is not a gentle and kind planet. It is, actually with this Pluto card, since we don't have like an actual, well, we have Mars energy, of course, because Aries is ruled by Mars, but with this Pluto energy, it really tells me that this sort of, it has been a long going, like a very long lasting feeling that has sort of like been building up and building up on top of each other. Again, this is very similar to the actual Aries pile that, or group that I just, Aries reading that I just filmed, so you might want to check that out if that's relevant to you. But I wanted to say, with this Pluto and transformation card, and with this apocalypses and the shadow, and with this completion, I really get Scorpio vibes as well. So you might have significant, perhaps, like Scorpio placements as well in your chart. This is a crucial time in your life for a huge transformation. Like, you're in for a very big change. First of all, of who you are, of how you present yourself to the world, of how you basically treat yourself and how you see yourself and how you value yourself, how you treat yourself. You're really discovering all these aspects of yourself, and you're really finding, like, also positive aspects, like a lot of positive aspects within yourself that you didn't even know that you had. Like, if, for instance, if you're somebody who has always been sort of like a little, I don't know, shy and turn inwards and just like not very much out there, you're finding out that you have this side of you that is actually really sort of like, I want to say like the lion roaring, like whenever it is needed, like that you actually can stand up for yourself and things like that. There's also really this vibe of, I really wanted things to work out well. And this is not necessarily about like human relationships or like a romantic connection. This definitely could be for some people. But this is truthfully really about the self. Like, it could, the outside circumstances could vary a lot. Like, again, it could be something job related, it could be something money related, it could be something whatever, it could be anything that has really shaken your world. But that really all of your attention and all of your focus and your energy is really sort of like being put inside of yourself and like being put inwards. And there's this whole inner world that is being sort of like uncovered and sort of like unfolding. You're discovering like a certain infinity within yourself. That's what I'm sort of hearing. You might even be currently, this is much more like, the reading that I just did about Aries was very much like higher chakras energy. This is a lot more about lower chakras. Also with these two cards, we have like the root chakra and the sacral chakra. You might be on the brink of an actual like awakening, I want to say, like a spiritual awakening. But you're still very much currently in the process of like trying to get in touch with your emotions. Like, I feel like your emotions are not something that you have been very much aware of or in touch with for the most part of your life, and you're now coming to terms with the fact like, holy crap, like I have this entire universe inside of me, which again might also be something that you are literally discovering, like literally making the connection, like, oh, there's actually, like, the universe is actually as much inside of me as it is on the outside of me. But yeah, you're really discovering this whole entire world inside of yourself, and you're like, okay, where the heck do I begin? Where do I go? This little bit feeling of I'm not sure of what's happening, basically, of being a little lost. Again, this is very intense energy, so I want to take the tarot and see a little bit more about whether we have some advice or some, I don't know what's going to come out. I guess we're just going to have to see either some advice or some deeper insight or something that we can use regarding to this situation that we're being presented with right now. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and significant second house placements. I need to cut the deck. That was not very efficient. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna take 5 cards. Okay, let's do Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and second house placements. Need to know at this time. We have the Moon Child, which is a very specific card to this deck. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna take one more because I'm just gonna see what comes out next, and then I'll decide what to do about that. What do our Gemini, Sun, Rising, Venus, and second house placements need to know at this time? Oh, we have the Strength card. Yeah, this is a very similar energy to the Aries reading that I just did. So, yeah, don't want to repeat myself too much, but I do already. So, I guess we're going to take these two. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Knight of Wands. And then one more. There's a lot about taking up courage. There's a lot of, I'm getting a lot of solar plexus energy here as well. Like, indeed, all like the lower chakras, truthfully. One more card for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And we have the Moon. I do want to take one more. So we have the Moon Child, the Moon. I want to take just one more card. Do I have to take this one? I mean, I guess we're just gonna take this one. If we manage. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the 5 of Pentacles. Let's see what's here. What's this card? 2 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. There's also in this pile. There's a very big energy of the need to balance the inside and the outside worlds, basically, or to like make them harmonious, because there's a very big discrepancy between what is happening on the inside of you, essentially, and on the outside. Like, I feel like you might have trouble speaking up, like you might have trouble reaching out for help, like telling people how you're feeling. I feel like you're very secretive, you're very inwards, you're just, there's so much happening inside of you, but you're not really going out there and telling people. Like, some people around you might not even know that you're going through all of these things. Which is really sad to see, because you should not have to go through this alone. Like, you deserve to have support, and the people around you who love you, they would want to know what it is that you want support, and that you need support, literally. They would want to know what it is that is going on inside of you. I'm getting this vibe that there certainly are people who really, really love you and really cherish you, and probably some people that see that you're not doing very great, but also you're not really talking to them about this, so they don't really know, they can't really place it. Like, they probably perceive your energy, and they're like, I know something's off, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know what to do about it. I feel like you feel like you're stuck, but I feel like this stuckness that you're feeling is really caused by your own limiting beliefs and like your own resistance to speak up about it or to allow others to see into you as well. Like you might have a fear of intimacy. Actually, you might really at your core struggle to accept, to let people in, basically. And like I feel like you're holding on so much, like you're holding on very tightly. Honestly, like my heart is going out to you, and I'm sending you so much freaking love right now. Because you're trying so hard to stay strong, essentially, and to have courage. But it's just really hard, and you don't really have any guidance or support. Like you don't know where to look, you don't know what to do. You don't really know how to handle all of these things that are happening inside of you. Also, because some things you can't even place them because there's so much going on, and you're like, I don't even know what's happening. Essentially, and there's this confusion. I feel like brain fog, mental fogginess. And there's a lot of fire inside of you. There's a lot of fire inside of you. There's a lot of fire inside of you that... I said that 3 times. Say that 3 times. There is a lot of fire inside of you that needs to come out. But I feel like you're scared of letting that out. And I feel like you have this need of sort of like cooling down and of like... You need gentleness and kindness and loving attention, but you don't dare reaching out for it. You feel like really alone, but I don't feel like... I feel like this is a self-fulfilling prophecy because you have this struggle of like actually reaching out. Like your attention is so focused inwards that you're struggling to see your outside environment, if that makes sense. Like you're not even seeing that there are so many people around you, that there are at least a few people, that there is at least someone out there who literally is like open arms and who really cares and loves about you, or loves and cares about you, and they would love to hear all about this, and they would love to be with you while you're in this. But you're really keeping yourself stuck in some way. Should I take more cards? I wanna take more cards from this deck. This is also, by the way, an invitation of... Since we also do have this courage, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. This is with this transformation, like this is an invitation of like transforming those that fire into warm, instead of like this like tumultuous, like chaotic fire, to go look for the softer side of you, and to look for like this, especially with the strength card, to tame the lion inside of you in a gentle, like with loving kindness, if that makes sense, and not with more fire, basically. I don't know, this will resonate for a select few, I guess. So we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. See, this is what I was talking about. Like you're looking... Okay, so this card looks like that. You're really looking into all of this darkness, into like this inside world, essentially, and you're really not seeing how much love is outside there for you. Like you're really not feeling this love. Also with this five of Pentacles. And you're just not looking at it. That's the thing. It's not that you're literally incapable of seeing it. It's not that it's out of reach, but you're really not looking at that love outside of you, and it's probably because you can't find love within yourself currently, because it's buried beneath all of these layers of other things, essentially. But really, I feel like this spread so far is really a call of raise your eyes, look outside. Physically, not physically, like literally, metaphorically, take it however it resonates, but look outside and look for the love that is there, available to you, because it is there. And just because you don't feel it or can't, or think you can't see it right now, doesn't mean that it's not there. And now I'm taking another card. So we have, am I holding this? Oh, I was holding the deck upside down. I guess, I mean, we're just gonna take this like that, but this is the Seven of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. Like, yeah, you're really, you have this, how do I say this? You're struggling to let love in. Probably because you think you don't deserve to have love in. Like you feel like you don't deserve to be supported in all of this. Like you feel like probably nobody even cares to hold you in all of this. So like to be on your side with all of this. Who you like, that people don't even want to listen about all of this. But truthfully, that's literally the very thought pattern that is keeping you there. It's keeping you there. Like you're there and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna get out of this, so I'm just staying here. But in the meanwhile, it's still hurting you. Let me take one. Okay, I guess we're gonna take all those. We have the Daughter of Swords and we have the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, I guess this one wanted to come out as well. The Son of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers, okay? So, again, I feel like the actual Aries pile is very relevant. I'm going to stop saying it now because, yeah, I said that a billion times already. But we have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. What's below here? Ace of Cups! Oh my god. What is below there? Okay, yeah. Well, we have the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, okay? And anxiety beneath that, because you have this, all of this is serving you, all of this that is happening that we've been talking about so far is serving you, although it doesn't feel like it right now, because you're like, this is really just hurting me so deeply, and it's just keeping me in this weird, horrible state that I'm feeling right now. But all of this is truthful. Like, even if you encountered this reading, it's not for nothing that you're encountering this reading. But all of this is really telling you, like, this, what you're feeling, is really serving you for a very much needed transformation. So that you can find, first of all, the love inside of yourself, and see that it is also, it's very much out there for you. Like, you feel like it's not there. You feel like there's no love out there for you, but there is a lot of it. If you can only look at it, basically look for it, and you will find it. You know, what you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. That's what I'm getting. But you need to trust, and you need to have the courage to put yourself out there, to actually be like, hey, like, go up to that one friend, or that, I don't know, that special person, or whatever, just like a person that you feel like that you actually want to connect with, or that you feel like they actually want to be with you in this, basically. It doesn't have to be romantic, just like, it could be a family member for all that matters. Like, it doesn't matter, just people that love you, and go up to them and be like, hey, I'm really struggling. This is what's going on inside of me. And who knows, like, sometimes perhaps people might also help you figure out, and like, sort of like, there's this, I feel like there's like a sort of meme of there's like this image on the internet going around. I saw it a couple of times, but like, there's these two little like stick figures people, and one is like sort of with a very entangled mind, and the other person sort of like pulls at the string and sort of like helps untangle that. And that doesn't mean that the other person has to fix your things, or like that the other person has to tell you what's going on. That literally sometimes just means like sometimes the most healing things that you can do is just like literally just like speak it out, just like put it into words. And obviously like journaling also helps, but like actually telling it to someone, first of all acknowledging that you're feeling this way, just putting it out there, and just like not keeping it all bottled up inside of your brain and inside of your heart, basically inside of your body. Sometimes really the most healing thing that you can do, or what kickstarts healing, is just admitting it out loud. And by just like by virtue of speaking it out, like the throat chakra, the throat is a portal, okay? Like even with this eye, like of course, like, you know, the senses are sort of like a portal between the outside world and the inside world, essentially. But by speaking things out, you're literally just like pulling these things out and just like not keeping them so trapped inside of you. Because by feeling like you're literally trapped with these things right now, but you don't have to. That's the thing, you're trapped with these things, but you don't have to be trapped with these things if you don't want to. Like you can choose to let those things out. And I know that it's really hard, especially if you have wounds around that specific area, but this is really an invitation of let those things out. Like you're really blocking, you're your greatest enemy, essentially. Like, and especially with this Daughter of Swords, like the Page of Swords, you don't have to, like, this is just to say, like, you don't have to blurt it out all at once and just go at it with a very, very intense energy immediately. Like, of course, if that's what comes out, sure, go ahead. But you can also just, like, little by little, just first of all admitting, like, hey, I've really been in a lot of darkness and shadow recently. And then see how it flows. Like, you can start a little by little. Like, you can just gradually make your way into, and like just test the waters, like who is safe to speak out with and who is not, who actually wants to listen, who doesn't. And don't be afraid to set up boundaries, okay? Like if you don't need, if like sometimes you might perhaps also be scared of people wanting to, you know, give you unsolicited advice or like want to fix your problems or whatever, but you don't have to take that if you don't want to. You can assert, be like, hey, listen, I just need a listening ear right now. Can I just vent to you? And you'll be surprised of how many people are actually being like, oh yeah, sure, like I'm glad you don't actually need my input right now because I'm not really good at that. So like I'll be glad to just listen to you and you know, be present with you and just let you have you like you have my shoulder if you need to cry on that, for instance. And with this Ten of Pentacles coming out, this really again just confirms like there is so much like success and fulfillment and abundance outside of you, available to you if you just dare to reach out and go for it. We have two Knight of Wands from the Wild Unknown as well as from the Moonchild Tarot deck. And the classical Knight of Wands is really like in motion, just like going at it basically. These two are very static, essentially. Like they're just standing there with their wand. So this is really an invitation for you to like take it slow, take it easy. You don't have to, like, this is really about standing in your power, also about asserting boundaries. And I'm getting a lot of like solar plexus energy, especially with like these yellow tints right here, but about standing in your power, about not being afraid to assert yourself, and about not being afraid of standing your ground and maybe even affirming to yourself, like, I deserve to feel good. I deserve to feel good. I don't have to be stuck in this. And I am aware of the role that I'm playing in this. And mind you, I'm not saying like this is all your fault and this is just like it's easy peasy lemon squeezing. Like no. I just like all that I spoke about earlier is very much valid. It's very like I can see that it's happening, and truthfully, that I have so much respect and I'm humble towards this energy because it's not easy. Like it's intense energy. Okay. What I'm saying is that there's always two sides of the coins. Like this is not happening for nothing. Okay, this is not just happening for the sake of pain and sadness and hurt and grief. This is happening so that you can find that inner strength, that inner courage, that inner inner fire. Like, you're very aware that you have an inner fire, but what are you going to do with that fire? Like, how are you going to use that fire? Fire is also very transformative energy, and there's a lot about transformation. Even in this like apocalypse card, like there's these like little flames. So you might also have like very significant fire placements, probably Leo placements with the strength card. Also, something else that needs to come through is like, don't hide your fire. Like, don't be afraid of putting your fire out there. And of course, like, fire is the element of like passion and intuition and invention and just like moving energy and creativity also. And I feel like you will know if this resonates, or like you might not even be aware of that yet, but I feel like a lot of you who are watching this also have very much, like, you're light workers, and the reason why you're going through this is so that you can help in the future people who are in similar energies to get through that. Because this honestly this is not easy energy. This is very challenging, very powerful, very like extremely let me put it that way, this is not energy for like newbie souls, okay? You'll get it if it resonates. But yeah, there's so much in store for you. And all of this is just leading you there. It's leading you where you need to be. And there's so much, like, all of this is awakening so much strength inside of you, so much power, so much passion, so much truth. And once you come out of at the other side, you will realize, like, I've never been stuck. I've never truthfully been stuck. Like, this is all also serving you to open your eyes, to get to that, like, third eye bursting open energy of, I can see why this had to happen. And I'm so grateful for it. Like, yes, it has been painful. Yes, it has been extremely hard and tough. But I'm so grateful for the lessons and for the opportunity to basically see all of the love that is outside there and inside of me, and all the power that I have and all the potential that is inside of me. Because you would have never come out on the other side of this if you didn't go through this in the first place. Okay, so let me take my Moonology deck, see what the Moonology has to say to you. I'll take 4 of these. Okay, so we have adjustments are required, 3rd quarter moon. Did they just come out in the Aries pile as well? But yeah, this is really an indication of something needs to change, and that's probably, for what I'm seeing, look for love on the outside of you, because it is very much available to you. Even though you don't see it currently, it's because you're not looking for it. Because you're scared of probably scared of not finding it, but it is very much out there. Like, it's just not true that it's not out there. You just have to find it in the right places, essentially. And in a sense, also assume responsibility. Again, like solar plexus energy, assume the responsibility of, in what ways am I standing in my own way? In what ways am I keeping myself stuck here? Because you always do have power and agency. Like, even in especially in the moments where you think that you don't. What else do we have for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and second house placements. A time for healing, yeah. Again, so this is truthfully to, like, this is all acting as a catharsis to healing. If you're not at the healing point yet, it's coming. This is literally triggering your healing, triggering your like next level expansion. New Moon in Virgo, attempt to give rather than take. This will resonate with some of you. Like, this might ring a bell to some of you, but what I'm getting from this is truthfully just like give people the chance to even be there for you. Yeah. Because again, you don't have to do it alone, especially with this Virgo energy. The Virgo energy is always like, oh no, I got this, like I can like that meme of Virgo cuddling another Virgo, like the Virgo self cuddling the Virgo self when they're going through something and no one else knows because they're not telling anyone. As a Virgo sun, I can confirm that it's a very a very accurate thing. Virgos tend to only speak out about things when they've processed, when they're out of it, when they're actually already on the other side. And this Gemini energy right here, they're not on the other side yet. So please don't wait until you're completely out of it to speak out to people. Like, you can let people know that you're really struggling right now. And that will basically just be extremely healing in itself. Oh, Scorpio energy, it's time to release negativity. So yeah, some of you might even, which is very plausible since you have been experiencing a lot of negativity and a lot of like hardships and hard emotions and pain and everything. But look at, again, like take responsibility and look at what you're doing to keep yourself in this negativity. Like, more negativity is just going to bring more negativity. And I'm not saying like positive focus and just like pretend everything is fine. No, I'm saying look at where you're keeping yourself in the negative loops. And like, this is gonna change probably in just like the day to day. It's just gonna change for everyone. But yeah, just want to take one more because why not? One more. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and second house placements. And that's two. Okay. So we have full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. See, this is also a good omen of you're gonna get through this. Like, I promise you. But you don't have, again, I keep want to say, like, you don't have to go through this alone. And the end of a tough cycle. Oh God, why can't I read these? Full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. See, this is. I'm glad I pulled more. This is literally telling you, like, you're almost there. Like, this is not gonna be hard forever. It's not gonna be hard forever. You're almost there, basically. You're almost at the other side of the tunnel. Keep your focus on that light. Keep your focus on that light at the end of the tunnel, and you will get there. Like, again, what you seek is seeking you. You're gonna be fine, and I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much love right now. And I know you can do it. Gemini is fucking slay. You're badass. Sending you so much love. Can't say that enough. And thank you so much for watching. Please do feel free to let me know if this resonated, and perhaps send this to a Gemini that might need to hear this at this time. Know that you're not alone. There's so much love for you out there, and you can get through this. And I'm gonna stop being absolutely cringy because I'm a stranger on the internet, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.